In the golden age of antiquity, long before the shadows of the Great War fell upon the spires of Lanka, the island city-state shimmered like a jewel plucked from the crown of the cosmic ocean. Lanka was not merely a fortress of stone, it was a testament to the might of the Rakshasas, a kingdom where the laws of Dharma were bent by the iron will of giants. Beneath the canopy of stars that draped over the Indian Ocean, in the silent, moonlit chambers of the palace, two figures stood upon a balcony of polished obsidian. Kumbhakarna, the titan whose stature was that of a mountain peak, moved with a grace that belied his terrifying strength. Beside him, Queen Mandodari, the paragon of wisdom and grace, looked out toward the restless tides. The ocean, which had once been churned by the hands of gods and demons, still carried the echoes of the nectar that granted immortality.
My queen, look upon the waves. They whisper of a time when the sky trembled and the earth shook. Do you ever wonder, amidst our grandeur, if the Amrita we never tasted remains hidden beneath those depths? The Devas and the Asuras, they fought with fury, their sweat becoming the salt of this very sea. Yet, here we remain, creatures of flesh and bone, waiting for a destiny written in the stars.
The Amrita, the nectar of immortality, was not merely a prize to be won, Kumbhakarna. It was a mirror held up to the souls of those who churned the ocean. The churning of the Kshira Sagara was the churning of the universe itself. It required the mountain Mandara, the serpent Vasuki, and the patience of the eternal. You speak of mortality as a cage, but is it not our karma that defines the edges of our existence? Even the gods, who drank of the nectar, find themselves bound by the cycle of creation and dissolution.
Kumbhakarna sighed, a sound like a gale blowing through a canyon. He remembered the tales his brother Ravana had recited, tales of the great churning, when Mount Mandara was used as a churning rod and the great serpent Vasuki as the rope. The Asuras, his own kin, had grasped the head of the serpent, while the Devas held the tail. For 1,000 years, they pulled, their efforts manifesting the treasures of the world. Yet, the price of that nectar was a lesson in balance that many chose to ignore. The history of that cosmic event was written in the very stars above Lanka, serving as a reminder that strength without wisdom is but a hollow echo.
My brother believes that power is the only nectar. He seeks to conquer the heavens to drink of that eternal life. But I see the exhaustion in your eyes, Mandodari. You know that even if we were to drain the ocean dry, we would still face the inevitable truth of the cosmic law.
Indeed, giant of Lanka. The story of the churning began with the curse of Durvasa Muni, which stripped the Devas of their splendor. They turned to Lord Vishnu, the preserver, who advised them to seek an alliance with the Asuras to churn the ocean. It was a gamble of divine proportions. They sought the Amrita to regain their lost glory, but in the process, they brought forth the Hala Hala, the poison that could consume all of creation. It was Shiva, the Mahadeva, who swallowed that poison, holding it in his throat, turning it blue to save the worlds. That is the true lesson. To attain the divine, one must be prepared to carry the weight of the world's poison.
The wind howled, carrying the scent of jasmine and the metallic tang of the sea. Kumbhakarna stepped closer to the edge, his massive hands gripping the balustrade, which groaned under his weight. He thought of the battles that had ensued once the nectar finally appeared, the chaos that erupted as greed overcame the hearts of the mighty. The Devas and Asuras had turned from brothers in arms to bitter enemies in a heartbeat. The carnage had colored the seas red before the nectar was finally secured by the Devas through trickery and divine intervention.
If I had been there, Mandodari, I would have held the serpent firm. I would have ensured that the strength of the Asuras was not squandered for a drop of wine. Was it true then, what they say? That the nectar brings only a life of endless strife?
It brings a life of endless memory. To live forever is to watch everything you love crumble into dust, again and again, through cycles of yugas. You are the defender of this city, the sleeper who knows the value of rest. Do not envy those who can never truly close their eyes. The churning of the ocean proved that what is sought through ego only leads to destruction, while what is offered to the divine, like Shiva taking the poison, leads to salvation.
The night deepened, the celestial light reflecting in the dark waters. The memory of the Samudra Manthan lingered in the air, a reminder of the fragility of the universe. Lanka, built upon the foundation of such ancient knowledge, stood silent. Kumbhakarna looked at his queen, her wisdom a shelter far stronger than any walls of stone. He realized that the immortality they sought was not in a chalice, but in the enduring spirit of their lineage.
I understand now. My strength is for the protection of Lanka, not for the pursuit of a nectar that was never meant for those who choose the path of the sword over the path of the heart. Let the Devas have their immortality and their endless wars. I shall be the mountain that remains still, even when the oceans are stirred to chaos.
And that, my lord, is the greatest Dharma of all. To stand firm in one's nature, neither yielding to greed nor succumbing to the vanity of the infinite. We are but ripples in the ocean, and it is the ocean itself that is eternal.
And so, the giant and the queen stood in the silence of the night, watching the tides of Lanka. The history of the churning remained etched in the heavens, a celestial blueprint for all who dared to seek the secrets of existence. As the dawn approached, painting the horizon in shades of saffron and gold, the echoes of the churning seemed to quiet, as if the universe itself was satisfied with the wisdom found in that quiet exchange. The story of the nectar is not one of finality, but of the ongoing dance of light and shadow, of the pursuit of the divine, and the acceptance of the mortality that makes every moment precious. If this tale of the ancient tides and the wisdom of Lanka touched your soul, please consider supporting our quest to preserve these myths. Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to join us on this journey through the endless cycles of the Vedic ages. Your support helps us bring the voices of the ancients back to life, witness a tale of giants, queens, and the cosmic balance of the universe. This story bridges the gap between ancient epic tradition and profound spiritual wisdom, highlighting the struggle between ego and enlightenment. Join us in this meditative journey through the history of the Kshira Sagara and the lessons that remain relevant to our own existence. This video is a blend of storytelling, mythological insight, and poetic reflection, perfect for those who seek to understand the deeper meanings behind the great Indian epics. Explore the legacy of Lanka and the eternal nature of the soul in this immersive historical and mythical exploration.